Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Millionaire Mind Mastery series. Today I'll be talking to you guys about something that I love so much, and for me, I think that if you're a young person trying to do this thing called life for the long term, if you pay attention to it, it will be such a great system of advantage to you. There's something about the rich. Rich people prefer to get paid based on results. Poor people prefer to get paid based on time. Rich people prefer to get paid. They prefer to be paid based on results. Poor people, they prefer to be paid based on time. Now, let me explain that. Have you ever heard that saying where, and if you grew up in our part of the world, it's a very common thing. So, go to school. When you're done with school, go to school, get good grades. When you're done with good grades, come out of the school, come in, come and get employment. If you're in this economy, you know that it's not easy getting employment, but we used to hear this from our parents: go to school, get good grades, come and get employment. When you come in and you come and get the employment, when you're done, get a steady job, steady income, and then when you're done with a steady income, get married, build a family. Yeah, all of those things are good. I'm honestly not going to spend time to debunk that. You can do that debunking for yourself as you're listening to me, because obviously you know and you're settled inside of you that the thing that they told us, that we should go to school and hustle, and when we are done with the good grades, we'll get a high paying job, steady income, and all of those things. We know that it's not what is, the reality of that is not what is playing out in our world today. So whereas education is good, there's so many things that have evolved over time, and it leads me to something in there that our parents used to tell us: steady income. One of the things that I have realized separates the rich from the poor is that thing called steady income. Whereas I'm not somebody who is against making steady income, I think I'm of the view that it limits a lot of people, because when you are looking at steady income, first thing you have done is that you have placed a ceiling on how much money you are supposed to earn. Steady income positions you in a place where you are living your life in a certain kind of fear, based on the security that you are supposed to earn a certain amount of money per time, which will then mean that you are indirectly telling yourself that the amount of money you are earning for the entire 4 weeks that you go through a month is commensurate to the time that you spend. And you see, steady income will cost you something. It will cost you time, but most importantly, it will cost you wealth. And this is the greatest difference between the rich and the poor. The rich person will get paid based on results. And what do I mean by results? If you are working with a rich person, he'll prefer to be paid partially, if not in full, a certain percentage. He will prefer to receive commissions. He will prefer to come in and then own a piece of the cake. That is something that separates the rich from the poor. And it is actually something that it guarantees you of a certain longevity and a system of advantage when it comes to wealth. And for me, that's one of the things that I have realized will separates a lot of people. Rich people who are actually making a greater piece of money are owners. The people who are being paid on results, they are actually owners. They've built something for themselves. And so, what do you own? It is such a very important question. Somewhere last year, I was with my very good friend and brother, Prayer David Obada, who is based in Nigeria, and we're going through a particular estate. He took me to a particular estate. It's called Nikon Town Estate. When you enter that estate, Omo, Nikon Town, that estate, when you enter there, Jesus, it's like you've entered Atlanta. He was showing me where his father-in-law lives. He lives in Nikon Town Estate, and that's where Sinach lives. That's where Victor Osimhen lives. It's such a prime estate to be living in Nigeria, Lagos, and the electricity there is premium. Like, there's so much premium and class about that place. When you want plot of land in that area, you do not want to know. And I remember driving through that particular estate with my brother Dave, and he was showing me the owners of Paystack, their house, Victor Osimhen's house, his father-in-law's house, Sinach's house, like a lot of things. And he said something. He said, "Brother, in this place, the conversation is not who do you work for. No. The people in here, when they meet each other, the question is, what do you own?" The people in here, he said, when they meet each other, the question here is, what do you own? What piece do you own? And they ask questions. How did your global tour go? How much you earn per week from Napoli? Guys, come to a place, decide from today. And that's how come I said at the beginning, I said, if you are young, this is one of the biggest systems of advantages that you can do for yourself. You may not be liquid in terms of cash, but if you are certain that you have equities in businesses around, you'll be liquid in terms of assets. And what will happen is that those assets will feed into your income generating stream very soon. One of the things that I've realized with my mentor, Dr. Stephen Debra, he always tells me, he goes like, my properties out there on rent, the returns from those properties are what take me on the business and the first class that you see me take every time I have the privilege and opportunity to travel. So you see, one of the things that distinguishes the rich from the poor is that the rich, they understand in principle how to be paid on results. Do not always be the guy who goes after being paid after your time. The problem is that your time is very limited. And you see, reality check is that, guys, if you work and then you earn $5,000 every month and you are a family man and you are married and you have 2 kids and you earn $5,000 every month consistently for 40 years, you cannot own a property at East Legon by buying. It will never happen. We should tell you that what you are doing is that you have just put a ceiling on your finance or your income stream just by looking at a steady stream of income. And what happens is that you are living in a certain kind of fear. Consistent stream of income is good, but don't look at it in terms of the lens in which you are looking at it. Look at it in terms of owning a piece of the cake. Look at it in terms of investing in stocks, owning equities. And that's what I love about crypto. If you invest $100 in a project, you actually own a piece of the project. As the price and value of the project rises, your amount of money you invested there also rises. I have friends who own 20-30% of the total circulation supply of a particular project. That's about owning 20-30% of a company that is existing, And so decide from today that you'll be an owner. I want you to type in the comment section your name, say I. If you're Moses B. Arthur like myself, say I, Moses B. Arthur. I will become an owner in my generation. I will be paid based on my results. I'll be paid in commissions. I'll be paid in equities. It is very, very important if you're somebody who is looking at creating long-lasting wealth. I want to meet you someday in Nikon Town and say, what do you own? I want to meet you someday at Airport Hills and ask you, what do you own? It is very, very important that you pay attention to this. It becomes a system of advantage for you, and you do not even have to worry about old age and retirement plan, because when you start laying the foundations today, some of the things that you lay and some of the things that you would invest in today will actually become what will take care of you in your old age. And I hope that this content has blessed you. Like, subscribe, share, and don't forget to drop a comment. My name is Moses B. Arthur. Love and light. Cheers, guys.